Hey beauties, morning to you. So about 2 evenings ago, I think I saw uh, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Nigel Clarke, on the news stating that Moody's Corporation or Fitch has moved Jamaica's grade in credit rating from B plus to BB minus. So I had to do, I'm not really mathematically inclined. So I said I wanted to understand, the symbolism of the whole B plus and BB minus as it relates to our company and credit rating. And you had some, I suppose, I don't know if it is writers or those who invented it, a person named Adam Hayes and or Adam Scott, another Velasquez, and another name, Scott, Hayes, and Velasquez or Kez, I don't know how it's pronounced. And they had coined, the whole B plus, what it means, and the BB minus. So when I looked at what BB means, it says merit, BB, but we had moved from B plus to B minus, a double B minus. So I'm wondering if I'm assuming it is something that is higher than the B plus, the BB minus, because it's a double B. And if BB is merit, which is standard of, of something worthwhile, something good, is it that it's a little bit below the standard? The BB minus, I didn't understand it. As I said, I'm not an economist or mathematician to understand what it really is saying, because I couldn't get the full etymology of the whole BB minus. I got it in terms of the B plus and BB. So I'm assuming that since there is a minus, that maybe we're a little bit below the standard. We're not necessarily there, but we are supposedly better than what we were before. But even with that, what I'm trying to ascertain, from the Minister of Finance, in my own ignorance and many of the Jamaican populace's ignorance, are you now saying that we're not really up to standard, but we're much better than where we are? Because I remember some time ago, the Fitch had given us a very good rating. You had mentioned that we need credit, which is true, because this country borrows a lot. It is indicative with a lot of the loan sharks that we see here. Whatever the head does, then the body follows suit. And, many people's credit rating is really poor and indigent and in a bad state. Not necessarily because of just tardiness and not wanting to pay, but the lack of understanding in stewardship and lack of understanding that you don't live above your means. It was a term that I never liked, because it always gave this impression that people must live subpar, not understanding that even the great Bill Gates lives below his own means. His means may be whatever it is, but he doesn't live above it. So it was when I kind of transposed it as it relates to him and others. I said, okay, now I'm fully understanding the term, that it's really about stewardship, because living below still means bringing in increase. That is one of the fundamental duties of mankind, to bring in increase, That's why God made man for woman, woman for man, to have children. Not only to have children, but so that your children can multiply and replenish the earth and make the earth great, till the soil, make it great financially, economically, socially. So it's a two-way symbiotic relationship, physically, financially, spiritually, and so on. But I'm just trying to understand, even if it is that we have moved better from the B plus to the BB minus, Dr. Clarke, with what I'm seeing here with the Jamaicans not doing well financially, how is it that we have moved from the B plus to BB minus? Because there are still far too many poor people. There was a very notable character that came to Jamaica some time ago and said he knows that America is bad, has its issues, but boy, the gulf between the rich and the poor here is humongous. It's tremendous. It is vast. It is almost like the same gulf between Dives and Lazarus. So I'm just trying to ascertain again, how is it that we have moved from B plus to BB minus, which I suppose is something better, and yet there's still so many people suffering, yet many people cannot be surviving. They're not surviving, rather, on the 20% increase. But is it that it is used against those who have got like the 100%, 200%, 300% increase generally, and the owners and the means of production, the capitalists, because it has to be, but not the majority of Jamaican people. It has to be benched against them, you know. That comparison had to be made against them, because it could not have been made against the Jamaican people. If so, we would have been ZZ minus. We would not even be on the alphabet, according to the Moody's Corporation or Fitch. We would be on the alphabet, but the very last, I should say. Z minus, probably a double minus. Although they say the double negative might end up being a positive, so let me just take off one, put one minus. I don't understand that, and you know, so I'm just trying to really and truly ascertain that from you, you know, sir, because I really want to see our country thrive and to do well, to grow, to prosper. And prosperity is financial and social, spiritual, of course, definitely mental and psychological and educational. And we know the decadence that we're facing in all areas that I just mentioned. I don't know how we have moved from B plus to BB minus. As I said, it must have been marked against the owners and the means of production, or the capitalists, those with wealth, or those who have got the 100%, 200%, 300% increase. What I would love to hear you say, Minister of Finance, is that you're going to raise the public sector salaries to 50%. No more deliberation on this restructuring, this salary restructuring, or whatever it is that it is dubbed. No more of that. We're tired of hearing that. Act. Let us not only be hearers and speakers, but be doers. That's the true form of love of a country. So if you truly love your country, we will see it enacted in terms of the actions. Since it's the largest populace in terms of the public sector workers, let us see it showing in our salaries and benefits, if benefits are given. I remember when I came to public sector, I was very surprised. I never knew that they didn't have anything called bonus. I was shocked. And people said, yes, because they're a non-profit organization. I said, even with that, but based on how money is pumped into public sector, they would almost tantamount to a profit organization. They're almost neck and neck. It's like maybe it's like a, who should I say? Maybe a Usain Bolt and, all right, let us use Johan Blake in his heyday in a race, in a 100-meter, 200-meter race. You definitely know one will come first, but the other one who comes second although you see a sort of a disparity, but it's not a grandiose disparity. You know, for example, Bolt may run the 9.58, but, you know, Blake will still run under 10. He will still run 9 something. So I am just trying to say to you that if you guys had wanted, you could treat the public sector workers good by giving, start out. You don't have to be something great, but give bonuses. We are hard workers. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt. Hard workers, good people. Not perfect, not tardy really, with good attitude. All that you're looking for in a work and more. And we're not remunerated the way we ought to be. Underpaid, overworked is the order of the day, or the order of the day, I should say, since it's 2. So even though we are BB minus, it cannot be used. It could not have been measured. That's the word I was looking for. It could not have been measured against the regular John Doe or Jane Doe, the regular man in Jamaica. It had to be the ones who assume that they are made different and more special than the rest of the Jamaican populace. Because we're not doing well financially. We are not doing well financially. See, they have prosecuted a few of the taxi men because they have still overcharged people. And when you speak with them, when they interview them, they say that things are tough. They can't manage the gas or the gasoline, depending on what vehicle they drive and what it needs, whether it's gasoline, diesel or gasoline. So how is it that we have moved from B plus? I don't even know how we are at B plus, to be honest, to move to BB minus. Because as I said, when I research on BB means better. So if there's a minus, it means that we're not fully there, is it not? But you're saying that we are better than, because it has moved into a double B under the Moody's Corporation or Fitch. Oh, what a web we weave. Guys, follow me on TikTok subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message.